In this lesson, we are going to learn about integers. So we're just going to take a look at some different situations and identify the integer that goes with each. Integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So, for example, it'd be like -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Those are examples of integers. If the number has like a decimal, for example, 0.5, -0.5, that would not be an integer because it's not a whole number. So integers are positive and negative whole numbers. So the directions in this problem here say to write an integer to represent each situation. So the top of the world's lowest known active volcano is 160 feet below sea level. So the key word here is below, which shows me that this is going to be negative 160 because it's 160 feet below sea level, which would be 0. So 0 would be here, and then it would be 160 feet below that, which is negative 160. Number 2, the football team gained 3 yards on the play. Well, they gained 3 yards. So that means they moved 3 yards forward. So this would be a positive 3. Jenny owes her friend $20. Well, if she owes her friend $20, that means she's $20 in the hole. So this would be negative 20. And the temperature yesterday was 5 degrees above 0. That's a positive because it's above 0. So that would be positive 5. So those are some examples of real life situations and how you can identify them with a... All right, we're going to take a look at just a couple more examples here. This one is asking you to fill in the blanks on the number line. So if you look at this starting, I would kind of focus in on this part right here, -1, 0, 1. Going this way, it'd just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going backwards is 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. On this one, if you take a look here, 0, and then it's a space, and then 10. So what's right in the middle of 0 and 10 would be 5. So this number line is counting by 5s. So now we have 0, 5, 10. This would be 15. So going back to the negatives, it would be 0, -5, -10, -15, -20, -25, -30, -35, -40, -45, -50, -55, -60, and -65. Okay, so again, in this problem, we're just ordering the integers again. So I always try to think about the number line, think about zeros here, and then we'd have like 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Going this way would be -1, -2, -3, etc. So 6 is higher than 0, so that's greater than. -8 is further to the left on the number line, so that is smaller than -5. 12 is bigger than 5. A positive is greater than a negative, so this is greater than. Negative is less than a positive. Here, think about what's further to the left on the number line. -10 would be further to the left than -5. So -5 is greater than -10. Positive is greater than a negative is less than a positive, or 0, excuse me. Okay, last situation, we're going to take a look a little bit more at some absolute value. And in absolute value, you can, it's just the distance from 0. So if you think about your number line, 0's here, and 3 is 1, 2, 3 spaces from 0. So absolute value of 3 is 3. If you think about the number -2, it's 2 spaces from 0. So this is positive 2. Basically, whatever's inside the bracket, you make the number positive. So this would be positive 4. This would stay positive 4. this would be positive 1, and this would become positive 18. So there you have some different examples of integers and some problems you might encounter on your assignment. So let's take a look at some other examples here. So in this problem, they want us to write greater than, less than, or equal to in each situation. So in number 9 here, negative 12 is less than 0 and 10 is more than 0. So negative 12 is less than 10. In number 10, 9 is above 0 and negative 12 is below 0. So 9 is greater than negative 12. In this next problem, we have some absolute value. That's these bars right here. An absolute value, when there's like a number in there, that means the distance from 0. So in this example, 0 is 2. 0 is here and 2 is here. So it's 2 spaces from 0. So absolute value of 2 is 2. Similarly, absolute value of negative 2 would be here. It's 2 places from 0. So absolute value of negative 2 is positive 2. So if you take a look up here, absolute value of 4 is 4 spaces from 0. So that's really the same as 4. And absolute value of negative 9 is 9 spaces from 0. So absolute value of negative 9 is 9. So 4 is less than 9. Here, absolute value of 42 is 42. And absolute value of negative 93 is 93. So 42 is less than 93. 53 is above 0 and negative 21 is below 0. So 53 is greater than negative 21. And in this last one, absolute value of 6 is 6, and 6 is bigger than 0, so this is greater than. Okay, they're also asking us in this page to order the numbers from least to greatest. So what you do is you take the highest negative, so in this case it would be negative 25. That's actually your lowest number. Okay, the next highest negative would be negative 15, so that's the next smallest. And the only other negative we have is negative 5, so that's the next smallest. Then we have 0, and then 5, 15, and 25. So that's how you would put those in order. Let's look at 19. So again, we're going to look for the highest negative. So I see negative 18. So that's actually the lowest number. The next highest negative is negative 10. So that's the next lowest. Then negative 8. And then negative 6. And that takes care of all the negatives. So now the next number we have would be 3, then 9, and then 27. So that's how you order integers.